Hey, this is Stacia, and it's time for another training game on the rise to 2000 on Lichess. I started below 1800 and making progress, so pretty happy with that. So let's go ahead and look at this one. It was a 30-minute and 20-second increment game, and I played someone with the name Knight942. I suspect that I know this person, but I'm not sure at all, but I just have a strange feeling that maybe I know them. But okay, it went e4, e5, knight f3, and knight to c6, and bishop c4, so we have the Italian, and I went knight to f6. And, I'm attacking their pawn. And white played the same move that I play, which is knight to g5, inviting a fried liver attack. So we actually could get a fried liver attack here if we went d5, pawn takes, and knight takes f7. And, well, I would never play this as black, but I enjoy it as white. But, instead of that, I like to play knight a5. I am thinking of adding some moves into my repertoire here, though. Like, for example, I think I'll turn on the opening book. But I think b5 is an interesting move, as well as knight d4. I think both of these are very interesting. So I may try to add one of those to my repertoire at some point. Okay, but in this game, this is kind of the normal position. Okay, and now me and white parted ways on how we play against this two knights defense, because after c6, I prefer the move bishop d3, but they played bishop e2, which I do believe is the main line. And Amog Tripathi is messaging me. I think he saw the game, so thanks, Amog, if you see this video. Amog is, I think 12 years old right now, and he just got amazing at chess. So I'm trying to learn from him, honestly. And it's an awesome experience. And okay, I played h6 here, kicking the knight. They moved, and e4. And that attacks the knight, so they moved it. So this is still theory, and I still knew this. And I think here I should just attack the knight with bishop d6. And I could only think of two moves that make any sense here. One being d4, because after en passant there is knight takes d3. And I do believe that's the main line. The other move that sort of made sense to me, but maybe not, is knight to g4. So I'm going to turn on the opening book now. Knight to g4 is not a move. D4 is an f4. What? Wow. I've never seen this. But it looks a bit risky. Maybe this is playable. I don't know. I'm going to turn on the engine to see. Oh, wow. Master's challenging me. I'm so tempted to take him up on that. But I actually can't, because after I analyze this, I have to do some work for a tournament tomorrow. So as tournament director, by the way, not as a player. But I was thinking maybe we shouldn't take en passant, but this is the best move apparently. Black's a little better here. I guess we can castle or go queen b6. So d4 takes, knight takes, castles. Wow, I feel like I should have played that game, but that's okay. I'll regret it one way or the other. Let me put it that way. So castles. Okay, so here we have a position where our pawns are messed up and we're down a pawn. So generally black plays for the initiative. So I'm out of book now. I don't know what's going on anymore. And I decided to go with the move queen c7, which I thought was logical because this does come with tempo. But I didn't feel great about it because I thought, white could go g3. And then, if I tried to go c5 to route my knight into d4 like that, they could actually play bishop f3 and tuck their bishop away. And I wasn't so sure that this is the way to play because it doesn't feel like I'm getting much of an initiative there at all. So I suspect that queen c7 isn't correct. So if we're not going to play queen c7, what are we going to play? Maybe rook e8, just put our rook on the open file. That's one idea. Another idea is, gosh, I don't know. Well, maybe c5 right away. And after bishop f3, just knight to c6. So let's go ahead and see what the opening book says. Okay, the move is queen c7. Okay, so I've played the move the masters play. I'm happy about that. Let's see what the engine says. Queen c7, followed by c5 or bishop f5 are the other two moves. c5, bishop f5. I didn't consider bishop f5. I feel like bishop f5 kind of prepares queen c7 in a way. No, it doesn't. Never mind. Okay, anyway, bishop f5 is only played by one person. Queen c7's like the move. All right, so queen c7, g3 is what I expected. Yeah, and here I played c5. I guess the main move is bishop f5. But there's barely any games in the database now, so I'm just going to turn it off. Yeah, after g3, I didn't really consider this move because, well, I want to go here. Why not? And so I went with c5, which makes sense, I thought. This is a typical maneuver. Because this knight, why is he there? That's my question. Well, we don't want him there anymore. That's the answer. So c5 and this, and he'll be back in the game and causing problems for white. So yeah, they play bishop f4 here. I actually thought that was a really good move. I see now that it's a mistake. I should turn the engine off. But I wasn't happy to see it. I'll tell you that much because, I don't want to trade that. I don't want to help him develop and trade because I want to attack. And if I take, he will take with the knight. I do not think we want that. So I shouldn't take. That's what I thought. Turns out I should take. Wow. Okay, I'm turning the engine off. Okay, what do we have here that I'm missing? I see a tempo move, rook d8. Okay. Is the queen uncomfortable or something? Actually, maybe she is. Maybe she is. I'm noticing now that if they block with the knight, there might be knight e4. That attacks the pinned knight. Now they could block this though. Oh, but then maybe we take here and c4. Attack the pinned bishop. Yeah. And this check doesn't work. This rook is defended. Wow. All right, let's see if that's what the engine gives to. The engine says takes rook d8 is second best. It likes bishop e7 here. Hmm. I think maybe part of the reason is that this knight, is sort of corralled by the f7 pawn. And also our knight is taking squares away from that knight. Maybe it's even vulnerable to a g5 push at some point. But I don't know. I don't know. So that's baffling to me. So let's see. I went knight c6 because I was like, well, I'll let them take me if they want to. And I guess they should. And white has a slight edge there. So if they take, I would definitely take back, and then they go knight d2. Okay, it's just a game. I mean, I'm not upset with this. Not upset with this at all. I would probably just go knight d4 and go from there. All right, so it's fine the way I played it. This is the kind of move that you have to memorize if you're me, because I would never think to take that. I try not to trade, and I felt like it improved the knight and opened up the queen. So why would I do that? But we get tempos and we get, okay. Knight c6, they went c3. So they're corralling my knight now. That's not very nice. So I went rook d8, lining up with their queen. Top engine move, yay. Okay, and here, now I think they do take my bishop. Now we have my favorite kind of decision. Which one do we want to do? Which one's better? Do we take with a rook, or do we take with the queen? If you want to pause your video and decide what you would do, go ahead and do so now. Well, at first I was hesitant about taking with a rook. Why? Well, we're hanging a pawn for one, right? But for now, the knight is pinned. But I actually saw that even if he unpins with knight d2, I could throw in this tempo move, rook e1, and then I could go here. And I thought, if he tries to take my knight at that point, we can actually take the knight on d2. I mean, if he takes the pawn, we take a knight. So I thought, hey, that can't be too bad. So I went for that. If we take with a queen, I think it's fine, but it doesn't seem as good somehow. I feel like the other way there was pins and pressure, and this way there's just like not too much. And maybe a queen trade is in the future. So yeah, maybe even knight e3 is going to be a move, because I was kind of worried about the knight coming in here. So it turns out that the engine is saying rook takes is -2 for black. Queen takes is equal. So I'm really happy I played that move. And they should go queen a4, getting out of the pin right away. But I thought knight d2 was the natural way to do it. It looks natural, right? But it's probably bad, and the engine says it's bad because of the way I played. Actually, I'm wrong. Wow, this is a blunder almost. Maybe it is a blunder. Wow, okay. Well, that'll teach me. Actually, it wants bishop a6, which attacks the knight again. Wow, I didn't even look at this move. I really should have, right? Like, I mean, there is c4, though. Maybe there isn't c4. If c4, we just double. Now we're still attacking that twice. Mind you, we'd love to win the knight, but especially the light square bishop for a rook. I mean, 2 pieces for a rook is a good deal, but especially that light square bishop, because then I'm going to do this and go checkmate them. So, I guess here rook e1's the best move. What? Wow. Yeah, this is winning. I'm just realizing how winning this is because the knight is pinned and attacked twice, but if the knight moves away, the other knight is pinned and attacked twice, and we win that. Wow, that's cool. Bishop a6. So c4 doesn't work. So I don't know what they should do. It actually says knight takes d5. Just take the pawn, I guess. That does attack this. But then we could take here. And after queen takes e2, what are we going to do now? Rook e8. Okay, let's say they defend. Oh, rook e8, not d8. Oh, we're attacking that queen. We're attacking the queen. It's actually giving knight c to e4. Yeah, we have to keep defending this. But that's not going to be easy, is it? And if you go here, you're stepping right back into the pin. There's this for starters. Oh, this move's a blunder too. Okay, well, there's knight e5, apparently. So we're going to check and attack the pinned piece, maybe. Or is it just a discovery? I think it's just a discovery. Oh, we're also threatening this, aren't we? Takes, then check. That looks good. Wow. Okay, there's a lot more going on here than I thought. Yeah, I did not even consider bishop a6. I mean, I just kind of... I did see the move, but I was like, oh, I don't think that's any good. I didn't even like look at it further than that. Okay, bishop h3. I liked this better because I double my rooks with tempo. I don't know. Black's better here, but it's not winning like the other line. Very interesting. Okay, so knight c4, which attacks my rook. So now the game gets a little bit interesting because I felt like I was better here, but white started getting counterplay. So now we've got to play chess, right? So I actually thought, if I went rook d5, there's this move. But I do get a queen there, so maybe this isn't so bad. Right? Yeah, this is ridiculous. They can't do this. So I just miscalculated that. Very quickly I did it too. So, and I thought if here... No, that's the same one I did. I thought if I leave... No, let's see. What was the other one I wanted to do? There was another one, I thought. There's another move I really thought about here. Okay, well, definitely this move is what I thought. Okay, the other one's better, apparently, but this one's okay. Queen c2 is what he played, which I did think he would play this. I thought he would go queen c2 or knight e3 here. Now, queen c2 steps out of the pin, but invites another pin. So I did calculate this. And I thought, you know, on principle, usually if you can pin and pile up on the pin, then your opponent is going to have to contort their pieces in weird ways. And you'll emerge, even if you don't win material, you'll emerge with a better position. So that's the principle. And I calculated this a bit, and I couldn't really find like a win, but I just thought he would be a little bit contorted. But I thought we might actually be equal after all this, because rook here. Okay, knight g4. Well, here's the thing. I want to attack the pinned piece, right? This is not available. This is not available. So before I played bishop f5, I thought this might be an interesting move. If they take, I get that light square bishop I want so much. And I get it with tempo on the rook. So I thought that's going to be reasonable for me. And if they can't take, if they can't take the knight, then I can jump in here and attack the pinned piece. If they take this way, I take again. I'm still on the pinned piece. I didn't see what he had in mind, but I did play this, and he went b3, and I was like, wow, what is he doing? Well, he wants to play knight b2 and defend his knight that way. But this is sort of what I was talking about, because does his knight want to be on b2? That's not exactly the best square on the board for his knight. So he's kind of justifying the way I'm playing here by doing this. All right, and I went a5. I think a5 is one of my waiting moves that I do before I find a good move. I should not have done this. I was thinking about playing a4, but a4 does nothing. I mean, he'll take with the knight. It does nothing. I don't like my move a5. In hindsight, I thought about playing c4. I see it's the second engine move. Wow, a5 is 3. Okay, so I guess it's okay, but g5 is the best move. Okay, I wouldn't even consider that. That looks... Okay, I can't play chess like that yet. Okay, I noticed that the super GMs are doing this kind of stuff. Probably because they've looked at these computer lines enough and they're comfortable with the ideas. You know, I'm not good enough to do that yet. But what I can do is this move. I thought about sacking this because takes double pawns. Now, well, now I have an open b file, I guess. I'm going to have play on the pawns. I don't know. I thought this is interesting. Indeed, black is better here. But who knows what we're going to do. From there, that's why I didn't go for it. So I did a5. They went f4. Now, I thought f4 was risky. The engine likes it. But, okay, do you really want to open your king that much? Maybe you do. I don't know. Pushing pawns when you've got your pieces sort of hiding out and pinned and stuff seems risky to me. So the computer's saying black is only slightly better, but I think this is one of those positions, like from a human perspective, like I would rather be black. That's just me. Okay, so I went here because once again, I'm telling you, I want to trade my knight for that light square bishop. I think if I get that trade, I'm going to win the game. So let's see what the engine says. Yeah, the engine says -2 for black all of a sudden. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, rook d2, there's no immediate win here. The point is that I'm going to kill white on the light squares, which are all extremely weak over here, right? So just my queen and bishop alone are going to do a lot of damage. So anyway, that's part of what justified this move, but I did think he would go bishop f1 because I was also threatening a fork. And yeah, now I thought it's time to improve my worst placed piece, which is clearly, well, this and the queen too. But I wanted the queen here. As long as the bishop doesn't go there, though. So I did this maneuver. Is this best? No. Best was a4, which I don't really understand. Maybe I did understand more than I thought. Now I don't. Okay, too many sips of wine. Then you don't understand chess anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Now I am perplexed by that, but that's okay. Knight e7. Now he should go h3, and he did. I mean, that's what the engine says. Okay, I'm going to turn the engine back off because we need to think for ourselves some. Okay. During the game, I was like, are they really going to go h3? I mean, what are they doing here? You know, like I heard Gotham Chess say this today. Like you moved into a house with no roof, or the roof's flying off. Like, I don't know. That's another reason I put my knight here. I wanted to provoke h3. I'm like, go for it. So I went here, and I mean, my knight has a good square to go to. Queen e2. So getting his queen involved. I don't think that this works still. Does it work? They take, I take, they take. I take. That doesn't work. But I did like this move, knight to e4, because it threatens a couple things. Like I might take that. I might take that. That's a fork. So, oops. I thought that looked pretty interesting. And after I moved, I was like, what am I going to do if he goes knight e5? And then he played knight e5. So I was like, okay, well, I like taking things. I'll take on c3. Let's see what the engine says. Yeah, it's not listing it, so maybe this is a mistake. It's probably a mistake because of what he played in the game. But wow, and the engine's changing its mind. It likes rook d2. Wow. Collinear. The best move. That is a cool move. Not that I understand it. Let's see what's going on here. Let's say white takes the rook. Okay. We take. That's a fork. So I can understand that. Then they probably have to move their queen. Let's say they go to a6. Well, we win a free knight. I guess it's not so hard after all. Wow, rook d2 is cool. I love that. I wish I had seen that move. I did not see that. I took this. I mean, it just feels like there's so many good moves here. I did this. Computer says it's equal. Okay, fine. They went queen c4. So saying that I can't take their rook because they're going to take my f-pawn. But I was very suspicious of this idea. I was like, really? You're going to take my f-pawn? Like, so what? Like king h7. Like, you're going to go g4. I kind of like calculated some stuff. I thought I would take the rook first. Let him take here, check. Put my king somewhere. Let's just say there. I think that's where I go. After that, let's see. Yeah, there's just so many options. I'm just seeing a lot of stuff here. I thought if they took here, I could take here, then the bishop's pinned. This is, I don't know. It just gets chaotic, basically, but I thought it was messy enough that maybe I'm just fine. So I did take it. Turns out that's the top engine move. So I'm very happy to see that, indeed. But it's not like there's a lot of options because he is attacking my knight. So I don't know. If I just move my knight like this, check, king h7, then, yeah, then he takes the rook. The rook's still there. Yeah, so that is why I wanted to move the rook and capture something. Because, I'm threatening that. And I thought, here, this is actually a tough decision, though. Should I go king h7 or king h8? I see now that the engine thinks that they're both about the same, but I didn't think so during the game. If king h8, I thought maybe they could take this. And I would have to take with a knight now. Now, because if I take with a rook, I feel like I'm getting in dangerous territory because there's going to be checks here and stuff. I guess it turns out that it's okay, but to me, King H7 is much safer. The downside of King H7 is that he can go G4, kick my bishop out, and maybe go F5 and try to do this, or plant the knight there first, and I don't know, but luckily my knight's guarding that, so I liked King H7. So he did play G4. And here, here I thought, I don't think I should move the bishop and just like let him roll me over on the king side, like take the rook, right? Like, let's take the rook. This is now pinned, by the way. And then I actually saw that if he takes my bishop, I could go check. If he goes here, I could actually take here. And then if he takes the rook, I could take the knight. This is what I thought. And then I'm on the other knight. And this is still a little bit chaotic, but I didn't have much time, but I managed to calculate a little bit. So knight e2 check. Let's see if that's a good move. Okay, everything's winning for black, which I didn't realize. I think my opponent did, though, because they were playing quick. Yeah, I like this, you know? Rook takes f1's better, but I liked knight takes f4. And so, yeah, this move is mate in 7 after rook takes e5 check. That's kind of what I thought. All right, so they can't do that. So he went f6. Yeah, and you know what he's doing. He sees my time is low. He's like, that's checkmate. Maybe she won't see that. Okay, yeah, true. Maybe I won't. I've hung mate in 1 before. Okay, but never play f6. So I have some options here. There is rook d2 check. I could play that. But I really need to stop mate more than anything. I thought about playing here, but that drops the queen. So I don't do that one. And, well, I could play check here. The king would take, and then I still have to do something. So I actually played the move knight to d5. The engine likes rook d2 the best, and king g8 it likes. Wow. Or I'm sorry, rook g8. That's hard to play. I don't know about that one. If rook g8, I mean, the knight's hanging for one. Couldn't they do this? Maybe not, because we take the knight, and we're going to stop the pawn. And we're at material. Okay. So you can play that passive move if you want to. But that's not the way I play chess usually, if I can help it. So I went knight here. I liked this move because it protects my queen. And if he trades queens, I'm up material. But I'm also guarding mate through the queen. So that was sort of the idea. So he did take. Yeah, and then I played here because this is what I thought is winning for me. Like, I just take. And he actually resigned here, but after takes, I take his queen. And yeah, I mean, looks like I'm winning, right? Like, they could try to get a passed pawn, but I've got it covered. There's really no problem here at all. And yeah, so black is winning. According to the engine, I'm -7. Makes sense. I'm up a rook. So yeah, but I don't know. That was stressful at the end. I'm happy that I navigated those tactics and all that chaos and time pressure better than my opponent who had 20 minutes. And let's go ahead and run a computer analysis now and see. Messy games like this, you'll find that you have more mistakes and more blunders. But that's just because the computer categorizes it that way. I don't know. Like, if I make a move that misses -12, but it's still -8. I don't call that a mistake. Okay, I'm not, when I analyze the game, I'm not going to call that a mistake unless it's pretty clear why the other way is so much better. But the computer might even call it a blunder because of the difference. Okay, so can you guys see the graph? Mostly you can. Let's see. Feel free to turn off the video because we are done. But if you're like me, I love to see stats and graphs. So here's a graph. So it looks like I was never really in trouble except for this one moment. So I do want to look at that moment. What was it? It was right here. Okay, in this position. Yeah, after h3. I mean, that was the engine move. Yeah. Okay, it's still up there. And knight to f6. I guess this was white's chance right here to keep an edge. And the engine says queen g2 is the move. Queen g2. Yeah, that makes the attack stronger on my king. It takes away any ideas I had of using this diagonal. So white's taking control of a very important diagonal here. This is still sufficiently defended. Yeah, and this is coming. This does look pretty good to me. And I guess now I should go c4. Okay, so pretty interesting. But what were my big mistakes? Let's see, I had 2 blunders. Let's just look at my 2 blunders. Okay, it's saying that this move was a blunder. Because what I should have did was that rook d2 move, which is winning, because it's just a fork. Yeah, it's a fork on the queen and the knight, and it's a reloader. It's called a reloader. So, yeah, that's not too hard. I should find moves like that. But Ben Feingold says that a lot of people are blind to these collinear moves, and I certainly was. So that's why I got a negative mark on that. But my move was still, you know, equal and chaotic. I'm okay with that. Okay, but I could have been winning. So I agree, it's a blunder. All right, anyway, next one was this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a very instructive moment, at least for me, because I had no clue bishop a6 was this strong. What, like, it still looks weird to me that this is that strong, but the idea is sort of similar to my move because we want to do this with tempo. But yeah, I mean, what do? The knight's attack twice. The engine gives knight takes c5. That is an interesting move, isn't it? But then we trade bishops. And we play rook e8. Yeah, it goes back into this. And the queen's uncomfortable. So I guess you have to calculate and see this variation. Because that does hang a pawn. Yeah, bishop a6 hangs a pawn. You know, that's probably why I rolled it out so fast during the game. But this is an interesting move because we're attacking that twice. And if they try to block like this, which is what I thought the best defense was, this is kind of hidden, right? Now that's attacked twice again, but so is this behind it. So it's pinned and attacked. I don't see a way to defend it. I guess this move. It's probably not good enough, right? Can't be good enough because there's knight d4. Yeah. And then if queen d1, well, now we take that. They take, then we take. Okay, so yeah, bishop a6. Very cool idea. I'm going to keep that one in mind. But normally in the two knights, they don't play the c3 move. I mean, you can play it, but usually you want your knight on c3 so it can come to e4. The e4 square is usually the main battleground in this opening. But okay, I'm pretty happy with the game. It was crazy, I admit, at the end, but I'm mostly happy with it. But I am happy that I didn't lose on time and I calculated fast enough to win. So thanks for watching if you did. And now I have to get ready for a Scholastic tournament tomorrow. We're running a Scholastic tournament called the GCSEL in the Cleveland area, and it's probably going to have about 250 kids, if I had to guess. So I'm going to be in heaven. Lots of kiddos, lots of chess. My student, Nathara, is going to be there. I've been teaching her for like 2 years now, since she was like 6 or 5. No, 6. Yeah, and I think she's 8 now. And she's starting to play some halfway decent chess, and I'm starting to get excited about it. So, yeah, she's a bright girl, and I think she could get strong at chess. So we'll see. But I'll be excited to see her tomorrow. I'm even going to bring her a little gift, a little chess hat with it's got a chess queen on it. It's a winter hat. So I'm very excited for tomorrow, and I know I'm babbling because I don't want to go and have to do work. So, all right. So with that, I'll let you go. And thanks so much if you watched. And this is Stacia, and I'll be back with more chess. Bye.